This time next weekend, NHL owners will have already opened up their checkbooks, signing players to contracts worth tens of millions of dollars. This year's crop of free agents isn't exactly a banner year compared to others, but they don't call it the frenzy for nothing. Teams are always willing to spend, hoping to improve their roster. Here's a closer look at some of the players about to cash in on July 1st.
The biggest name on the list is Patrick Kane. He had the third most points among UFAs last year, but how will offseason hip surgery impact the 34-year-old? Then there's Ryan O'Reilly. After the Leafs' playoff loss, it sounded like a return to Toronto would not happen. But Tuesday on Insider Trading, Pierre LeBrun said there is still a possibility.
The new Leafs GM, Brad Treliving, has communicated to O'Reilly's camp that they have interest in bringing him back.
Michael Bunting might have priced himself out of Toronto. Among UFAs, he had the third most goals last season with 23. On Thursday, Chris Johnston reported there's been no substantial negotiations between Bunting's camp and the Maple Leafs.
The Leafs have not formally closed the door on Bunting, but they feel that it's going to be a pretty busy marketplace out there for him, and it's going to be hard to keep him.
Alex Killorn was tied for the most goals among UFAs last season with 27. After winning a pair of cups in Tampa Bay, Killorn might be the latest cap casualty forced to leave the Lightning. Dmitry Orlov leads the list of unrestricted defensemen. Boston paid a hefty price at the deadline to get him. Top 4 D-man, he had 30 points in 25 games with the Bruins and logged more ice time than any other UFA skater. Matt Dumba averaged second in ice time on the list. His 5-year, $30 million contract is coming to an end, and with the Wild paying almost $15 million in buyout costs to Zach Parise and Ryan Suter, it will be tough for them to re-sign Dumba. There's a trio of UFA goalies from the Stanley Cup champions, John Quick, Laurent Brossoit, and Adin Hill, who was in net for Vegas' final 15 games of their Cup run. After being number 3 on the depth chart, it will be interesting how much money the Stanley Cup will fetch Hill. Freddie Anderson might be the biggest name among goalies, but he's coming off a season where he only played in 34 regular season games. However, Freddie played well in the playoffs, posting a .927 save percentage in 9 postseason appearances. Another notable netminder is Tristan Jarry, who might end up being the best option after an injury-plagued season. New Penguins president Kyle Dubas says he's had conversations with Jarry's camp and hopes to decide on a direction by next week's draft.